a couple weeks ago, I gave you guys some feedback on the S&P 500 and how the news was just really instilling fear into so many. And I didn't want people to get caught up in that, especially those that had some long-term investments. So we've had a lot of things that have been going on with tariffs, and today's May 12th, and we just heard that there's going to be a deal made between China and the US regarding tariffs being reduced, which plays a significant role. Now, the stock market was bullish overnight, but remember, I told you guys how I don't really pay attention to news because it's always late. So, in my previous video, I showed you what to look out for ahead of time. So, we're going to go over it so you can see how the market gives these technical indications before the news even announces it. So, let's take a look at the charts and I'll tell you what I'll be looking for moving forward. All right, as you can see, when we went over the S&P 500, this candle was actually a bearish engulfing candle, and it was right around this area. I had notated the monthly structure and said I'm looking to see it respected due to its previous behavioral patterns. It literally did just that, you guys. So March gave us a really nice respect here to this area. And I did say we do have to be careful because it could fill this wick to the downside. But as of right now, we are not getting that. We're getting that bullish momentum, really strong rejection, nice break and retest. So the end of March was giving us indication that we were going to go up. And let's go to the weekly because I did tell you I was going to be monitoring this on other time frames just to see what was up. Okay. So the week of what is it? The first week of April pretty much is when we started to get that rejection. All right. We started to get that indication that it was going to go up. Now I don't have to wait here for the week to close, but if that was the case, let me zoom in a little bit, you guys. If that was the case, our entry opportunity would have been right around here if you were a little bit later and you didn't understand how to dissect price action. For those of you that are in my advanced classes, you know all we had to do was go down to the daily and wait for that rejection candle. That rejection candle was on April 7th. We had a spinning top. A spinning top is one of my favorite candles, especially when it comes to trading stock options and when they are on the higher time frame. A spinning top is a pullback or reversal candle. In this case, it was more of a reversal candle. So if you waited for the weekly candle to close to see when you could get in, that's cool. But once we got that indication to that area that I mentioned, April 7th was when we wanted to start looking for entries. The market came back, pulled back, and actually closed right within this range, which is really nice. Now, again, I'm on the daily at the moment, but we stayed creating this support between these two candles. At that point, we would go to a smaller time frame, take the same steps, and then that gave us the opportunity to write it back. Now, if you are a bit of a swing trader and you do not know how to dissect price action in the smaller time frame, that's okay because that pullback candle that I mentioned on the weekly, it gave us an opportunity. So you can see where we got a really nice break and retest right here to this area. And we got another hammer, which is a rejection candle, giving us the indication that it was going to go up. We did not need news to tell us that this was going to happen. So even though the tariffs were explained, most people were smart enough to get in much sooner into this swing position that have the experience of trading because of what the technicals were giving. Okay. So right now, what we want to do is see how price is going to react to this opening gap from this week. If we can stay above this opening gap, I would love to see our all-time high achieved again. And if we could break that all-time high, that would be great. But you guys, this is how the rich get richer. This is what they do. They create a panic selling moment, have people shut down their long-term portfolios if they're retail traders because they're freaking out. They don't want to lose any more of their retirement. And all it did was give another buying opportunity to go ahead and compound and add positions. So let's see what the S&P is going to do. Again, I would love to see this go up some more. If we just look from a fib perspective, I would love to see us go to maybe the 65.95 area if we can break this all-time high. So again, one step at a time, we got to see what's up. An area of interest to be mindful of is literally where we're at right now. There is structure. So what we want to do is see price stay above 57.90. We want to see price stay above that or this opening gap for it to continue to go up. Otherwise, it's going to create a lower high and go right back down. So this bullish push was very nice. It gave people the opportunity to recuperate some of their funds when they mentioned the crash. And as of right now, I'm telling you what to look for. We want price to stay above that 5,800 area, 5,790 area. We want to see if we can achieve the all-time high again. If we break the all-time high, then we're looking to go up to the level that I mentioned earlier. If not, then we have to be mindful because if we break this gap from this week, there will be more bearish momentum. But as of right now, everything that I showed you happened to a T, and I even said we have to be mindful of this area. So let's see what happens. Excuse me, for those of you that held, I'm very proud of you for not allowing the news to instill that fear into you and have you exit your portfolio with a loss. At least quite a few of you were able to go ahead and collect your gains, and now you can decide on what you want to do with it. I cannot tell you what to do with it. All I can do is provide a perspective on how to view the markets and just give you the education. If you want to take it further, great. I do have a free course that goes over this. This is literally market structure, you guys. Practice the exercise that's in my free course, and it'll take you far. If you want to come to one of my paid courses, all the information's in the description below. I'll give you some coupon codes that are good for the month of May if you want to join. All right, guys, take care and happy trading.